Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Lutnick, welcome. On Monday night, President Trump's budget office issued a memo that directed agencies to cut off all federal spending, outside of payments to individuals. The Trump administration issued this order even though this spending was authorized and appropriated by Congress and intended to benefit the American people. A bargain was struck here with the Article 1 power of the purse. The benefit is supposed to flow to the American people. The freeze could affect semiconductor grants, broadband grants, fisheries disaster relief, habitat conservation, all programs in the Department of Commerce. Mr. Lutnick, do you believe that this action by President Trump was lawful?
I rely on the president. If his advisors say it was, then I will rely on him and his advisors.
Well, that's an unacceptable response because this action has caused mass confusion, disrupted critical payments systems, and violated directly federal spending statutes passed out of this committee and the Congress. So how can we be sure that if Congress passes an appropriations law for the Department of Commerce, that you are going to feel fully obligated to execute that law and spend the funding as it is written? Will you spend it as we wrote it?
It is my promise that I will try my best to give this committee and the Congress the benefit of the bargain that you have passed. If you want broadband, if you want chips in America, my job is to execute on that plan. This pause will allow my time to be confirmed and us to study and attack it rigorously. But I promise you, I will give you, as best as I can, the benefit of the bargain that you have appropriated for. That is my objective.
Right, and
Absolutely.
That's exactly right. We do it. We do the negotiation. And then Article 2 of the Constitution is the president. He's supposed to execute. You're supposed to execute. You work for him. So if President Trump directed you to unlawfully withhold federal spending that was authorized by Congress, would you comply with that order?
I guess I'd be spending a lot of time with lawyers, but I do not think that's the way it will work.
Well, it's already worked that way. You know, we know that the president has already unlawfully, in violation of the statute, fired inspectors general. That was not in compliance with the law. What happened 2 nights ago in the freezing of all federal funds, that's in violation of the law, the benefit of the bargain. So again, my question to you is, given the unprecedented times that we're in, and the Commerce Committee going back to being the first committee in Congress, we're wondering, obviously, whether or not you are going to ensure that the law that we pass, the funding that's going out to all of these companies, all of these individuals, there's a cloud over their head. Will you ensure that an unlawful act is not followed at the Department of Commerce?
Well, interestingly, the BEADS program hasn't connected anyone yet, and the CHIPS has not really distributed much money, so the timing is not really impacted. We will work hard, and I commit to you to work hard to deliver to this committee the benefit of the bargain. If you appropriate it, you should expect from me to deliver efficiently and effectively the outcomes that you anticipated or better. And that is my objective, and that is my promise to you.
And again, you understand that the president's already violated the 30-day notice on inspectors general that was supposed to be complied with. They're already in violation of the Article 1's power of the purse. And we believe, obviously, quite clearly, this is just going to be a pattern of conduct. And we need to know that the cabinet secretaries that we are voting on are going to comply with the law. That is the bargain that was struck with the American people to make sure they get the funding, they get the programs, which are going to protect their families as well. So I'm not hearing a clear answer on that.
I will comply with the law. That's a clear answer, for sure.
Right, but the law is not the president. The law is what we have passed, Mr. Lutnick. That's the law, okay? And what's happening right now is the president is seeking to arrogate all of that constitutional power into his hands, and that is not the law. That's an abuse of the law. That's a violation of constitutional separation of powers and an arrogation of power into one office. I understand the unitary government theory that is out there, but it is not constitutional. We do not have that as our system of government in our nation. So we're going to be very, very attentive to how, in fact, you will be conducting business at the Department of Commerce, because the people deserve the benefit of the bargain that was faithfully executed and constructed by this committee in terms of the benefits that flow to the American people. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.